Nature is a key aspect of everyone's lives. Everyone spends their lives with it either in the foreground or in the background. For much of my personal life, nature has been at the forefront. I spent a large chunk of my life on a dual crop farm. It's a mix of rented out walnut trees and vineyards that my grandma personally cares for. Because of the maintenance my grandma spends on grapes, I often forget that walnuts are technically part of her property as well. The vineyard is small in terms of vineyards, but the trees from the walnuts spread on around the entire property. I used to play soccer when I was younger. I stopped in high school due to my school not having any sports teams, being forced to go to other campuses to play. There's only one time in my life that I've ever hated a field. Up in the foothills around Valley Springs, there's a there was a little high school campus that had AstroTurf their field. It was the only time I've ever been upset at a factor about soccer that was outside of my control. The ground trapped the 90-degree heat, and the heat transferred into our shoes and could not be dispersed back into the ground. So we were just wearing warm cleats for about an hour and a half game. I would have preferred the field to be entirely dead than have to play on AstroTurf again. My favorite activity is swimming. I enjoy my grandma's pool, but my personal favorite is swimming in lakes or rivers. My only requirement is that they're relatively clean. I used to swim in the local lake, Hogan Lake, back when I played soccer. It wasn't very far from Valley Springs, so it was just a nice little 5-minute drive after. It would sometimes drop by on the way home and I would swim in it. I must admit, out of all the lakes I've actually swam in, it may be one of the worst. The scenery is depressing for such a wide and beautifully temperate lake. Many others, like Tahoe or Comanche, are significantly prettier, but Hogan feels like home. It may not be as nice as the others, but I enjoy it nonetheless. Recently, I've begun going walks to Yosemite Lake during my free time between classes. I've thought about swimming in the water, but yeah, I've decided otherwise. The walk is about an hour and a half when all is said and done. I really enjoy the walk. It's healthy and gives me a chance to clear my mind. I go far enough back that there's no one else at the park really. After the gate that stops people from parking, it's just fishers for the most part. I don't know why people don't go that far back. Probably because of the geese. You can't really swim there. But I enjoy it. It gives me a chance to exercise and clear my mind. People tend to take nature for granted. If you ask them about it, more often than not, they respond to you with, "Oh yeah, I love nature. I just haven't thought about it for a while." Humans love being surrounded by nature. It's a part of our culture. I would go as far as to argue that nature is a part of our soul. Every person, no matter how far deep down you have to dig, craves exploration. They want to experience new things. They want to be the first to experience that new thing. We like nature for the unknown, for its vibrancy. And yet we tame it. We push it further and further back. We relegate it to trees on the downtown road. We plant the Italian cypresses, those tall trees in neighborhoods. We call it a day. Doing anything else, planting any other tree or plants is considered above and beyond. We call it gardening for maintaining our own very manicured, carefully maintained slice of nature. I'm not arguing to return bears or deer and have them roam the streets. But if local neighborhood parks grew a few more trees, add a few more shrubs, put a few bird nests, changing the parks from empty grass fields to having a little variety would be fresh and unique. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be a start. These humans are capable of so much more. It would take a little bit of work. It would take a little bit of time. I just believe we could do a little more. Making this project has helped to ground me a lot. Everything suddenly seems a lot more manageable. This film may not resonate with everyone else. It may just be for me. But at the same time, I'm happy that I made it. even if it's just for me.